What is up everyone, today I'm going to be showing you guys the UCS LEGO Millennium Falcon from Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, and Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. So I'm going to be dividing this video into 3 sections: the minifigures, the exterior, and the interior. But before we get on with the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, never to miss any other video. So let's get straight on with it. So the first minifigure we have is kind of like this creature that we saw in episode 5 when they were in that asteroid in that in the Exothral. I think it's called that. I think it's called like that. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. So this little creature does have kind of 2 green eyes right over here with some wings over here that can go up and down like this, and then up and down like this. And then after that, in the top here is the top view. It's a pretty small creature, but it's pretty cool. So then in the back he does also have a tail with these 2 little pieces here and one last gray piece on the bottom. Then there is C-3PO. Now it's just a regular C-3PO. I don't really have a lot of stuff to say on him, but he's pretty cool, you know. Has some printing on the torso, on the legs, and in the back. So, you know, just a regular C-3PO. So the next minifigure we have is this exclusive Princess Leia. Now the only reason that she is exclusive is because of her head on the other side. So she does have an oxygen mask like in episode 5. So she also does have some cool printing in the torso and on the legs. It kind of connects right over here, and she does have some printing on the back, just like this. Then we have this Han Solo exclusive minifigure. Now him too is exclusive because he does have an oxygen mask on the other side of his head. So there we go, just like that. And that's pretty much just a regular Han Solo if it wasn't for that exclusive oxygen mask over here. And he does also have some printing on the torso and on the pants and on the back of the torso. Then the next minifigure is this Chewbacca minifigure. Now he does have this little stud shooter. It can shoot out a stud, and there is also, he does come like with this this kind of mold over here that it just stuck on him with some printed pants over here, and he does have his strap right on the side. After that, we have this Han Solo old minifigure. Now this is probably my favorite minifigure out of over here, out of the selection of minifigures in the Falcon, because like it's just like so cool to have this this old Han Solo, even though he wasn't really that good in the sequels because he just died in episode 7. But this is probably my favorite minifigure because it does have this printed torso and printed legs, with some gray hair right over here, and he does have 2 heads just like this, one where he's mad like that, and one where he is normal. Then after that you can turn him in the back. He does have just a bit of printing on the back of the torso, so but none on the arms. Then we've got Rey. Now Rey does have a cool hair mold right over here with these 3 little buns. Then after that she does have cool printing on the torso and the legs, and not on the arms but a bit in the back of the torso. Then we have Finn. Now Finn does have this cool printed torso right over here, but no printing on the arms, and he does have 2 faces, one where he's mad and one where he is just normal. And he does also have some printed legs, no printing on the legs or no printing on the arms. And he does have a bit of printing in the back of the torso. Then we've got BB-8. Now BB-8 does come in 2 separate parts. You can open them up like this, and here there is this kind of like ball over here, and then after that you can close him up just like that. He does have a lot of orange printing over here, and it's a really cool droid to have BB-8 because, you know, but he cannot actually roll like he does in the movie, but that's fine because I don't really know how they would be able to do that. Finally, we have these 2 porgs right over here. Now these 2 porgs actually do have some pretty cool printing over here, and they are consisted of a few pieces stuck to one big piece right over here, and it's a pretty cool design, and I really like this Porg. So that's gonna be pretty much it for the minifigures. Now let's get on to the exterior of the build. So now for the exterior of the Falcon, before we get into it, there's actually this little panel right over here. I'm gonna actually pause, I'm gonna actually wait for like 1 second so you guys can pause the video if you want to read this. So okay, now it's good. So let's get straight into the exterior. So the exterior, here we have the front of the Millennium Falcon. There is a lot of detail right over here with this little open space with a bunch of detail right in the inside the open space. Then after that, over here there's actually another open space right over here, but of course this does not really come off because, you know, it's too fragile to come off. Then after that, I'm just going to rotate the Falcon, and here on the side there is really a lot of detail right over here. It's amazing how much detail there is. Like, it took me at least like 30 minutes to just put all the detail, and it's just really nice. Then right over here there's the Falcon, the cockpit of the Falcon. So it's pretty nice. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get onto that later in the exterior and when I'm doing the interior of the build. Now after that, over here, I'm just going to turn the Falcon around like this, and this is actually supposed to be an escape pod, but of course it's not an escape pod, so it does come off easily. But I won't take it off because there is just nothing over there, and it's pretty fragile and it's hard to put off. So that's pretty much it for like the side of the Falcon. Now I'm going to get onto the back of, you see what I mean, guys? This actually comes off over here. So I'm going to get into the back of the Falcon right over here. So here there are these blue kind of, this little blue reactor to kind of show it in hyperspace, and after that on the top there is so much detail right over here. It's really amazing how much detail there is. There is actually these six little circles here, and there's so much detail over here. There's actually this little hole with stuff that goes in like this, and then after that over here there's this other little hole. So then after that over here there is actually a gun, but it does not rotate 360 degrees, but it does rotate right over here. There's actually another gun on the opposite side, and that's actually, I think it rotates the other way, but I'm not going to show you guys because it's pretty much it's really hard to get underneath there. So then after that over here there's actually like this so much detail right over here, and here there's actually an antenna right over here. You can turn 360 degrees. There's actually 2 antennas, but you can remove it and you can actually customize the Falcon, but I'm gonna actually show you guys that later. So here on the side over here there's actually some sticker here to kind of show that the Falcon's been shot and the battle damage of the Falcon. So then after that I'm just going to turn it on the side right over here. So here there is actually the exact same thing as the other side. Maybe the details a bit different, I'm not really sure, but it's really nice. So that's pretty much it for the exterior. Now let's get on to the interior of the Falcon. But there's actually over here these 4 things right over here. It's really nice, and there's just so much detail on the set. It's amazing. And here there's like the little pathway that leads to the cockpit. So that's pretty much it for the exterior. Let's get straight onto the interior. So now I'm gonna show you guys actually how to customize it, your Falcon. So here we actually can, this is the Falcon from episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, you know, with the circular antenna and nothing over here. Then after that, if you want to put the Falcon from episode 7, The Force Awakens, you guys actually have to put these 2 pieces that come in at the end. There are actually 2 of these, just like that. So this one actually goes right over here. Pretty, it's not the easiest thing to put on, but you can still put it on, and you have to always hit a click once you put it on, or else it's not put on properly. Then after that, right over here there's the antenna, I'm actually gonna remove this, but we're gonna get to that later. So here is the antenna. So you can actually remove this antenna and replace it with the other one, kind of like the square one. It's not the easiest thing to put on, but you can still put it on, and then after that you can quickly put this right back on and put this over here. So now, right over here, this is the Falcon from episode 7, the Force Awakens, and most of the sequels. So now let's get straight on to the interior of the build. And me, honestly, I prefer the Falcon from episode 5 and not episode 7, but let me know in the comment section below which different Falcon you prefer. So now let's get straight on to the interior of the ship. So let's start off with the cockpit right over here. So you can actually remove this cockpit. It's not that easy to remove, but you can still do it. Then after that, you can place your minifigures. For example, you can place Han Solo right over here. Then after that, you can place Princess Leia just like this. Right, you actually do need to move the arm so that she can fit. Then after that, Chewbacca, he can go right over here. And finally, C-3PO can fit in right over here. So this is kind of like in episode 5. Remember, in episode 5, Luke wasn't actually with the Falcon. That's why he isn't in the set, because this is the Falcon from episode 5 and not episode 4 and episode 6. So then here you can just close the cockpit like that, and there we go. That's it for the cockpit. So if you guys do want to play from the one from episode 7, you actually would have to remove this and put that other antenna and put the two little things that go over here, and put old Han Solo, Chewbacca, Princess Leia, and Finn instead of young Han Solo, Princess Leia, C-3PO, and Chewbacca. So then after that, over here, we do have this opening. We do have two little sections that open right over here, showcasing the chess room. Now the chess room is pretty cool, and you can actually fit in some minifigures in here. For example, you can fit Han Solo right over here, and here we have a lot of stickers kind of for controls. So then after that, you can also fit like C-3PO playing chess, and Chewbacca also over here. It's pretty tight fit, but you can still do it. And then after that, Princess Leia, you can just put her anywhere right over here. I really like this chess room, and there's also like these kind of little, I don't really know like what this is. I think it's like engines, I'm not sure, kind of fuel stuff. And then of course right here, I kind of like this little helmet. This, if you don't know what it is actually the helmet that in episode 4 when Obi-Wan was training Luke on the Falcon. So I'm just gonna put that right back down in here. So then after that, that's pretty much it for this room. Now let's get straight on with the other room right over here. So the other room can actually open up like this and like this. Now this, of course, is a bigger room, and because it's actually the engine room and not the chess room. So then after that, it does have a little compartment right over here with and some engine rooms, an engine room right over here with a lot of controls. Then after that, over here there is actually the airlocks that can open up like this, and you can actually place some imaginary things over here, but you can't really get them out of them like this. So then that's the airlock over here, and over here there's actually an imaginary tunnel right over here, but it's pretty hard for you guys to see, you know. So then there's actually two of them over here, and then the chess room there was one of them, like right here. So then after that, I'm gonna show you guys the final part. You can actually, this little turret is removable, and it shows there's a ladder right over here. You can actually place a minifigure on it, the ladder. So then after that, here it's kind of the turret, so you can place, for example, Han Solo right over here, shooting some for example, TIE fighters. Then after that, this little thing actually goes, the turret actually goes right back over here, and you can actually see Han Solo just a bit. So that's pretty much it for the exterior of the build, and that's pretty much it for the video. So thank you guys all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, never to miss any other video. So thank you guys all, and bye.